When you hear Jewish family and ultra-wealthy financiers, one name probably comes to mind: the Rothschilds, right? The family that's practically synonymous with money and global power. But what if I told you there's another powerful Jewish family right here in the good old US of A, making waves in the world of finance? And not just one, but several families whose influence stretches far beyond Wall Street into almost every corner of our lives. Today, we're diving deep into the lives of these Jewish dynasties that shaped America's financial landscape. And trust me, these stories are as juicy as they are mind-blowing. Hey, if you made it this far, we're practically family now. So hit subscribe. You don't want to miss more juicy stories, business secrets, and the occasional bad joke. Trust me, your future self will thank you. First up, the Goldman Sachs family. Yes, those guys. Goldman Sachs, from Bavaria to Wall Street royalty. Once upon a time, in 19th century Bavaria, there was a humble Jewish farmer named Wolf Goldman, who had no clue his son would become one of the most powerful figures in American finance. That son was Marcus Goldman, who, in 1848, packed his bags and sailed across the Atlantic to America. Because nothing says, "I'm done with farming," like becoming a Wall Street mogul. After trying his hand at peddling goods on the streets of Philadelphia, Marcus realized that pushing a cart wasn't his calling. So in 1869, he founded Marcus Goldman and Company, specializing in something much more exciting: IOUs. Marcus made money move, literally. Fast forward to 1882, and Marcus, recognizing that two heads are better than one, especially when it comes to making piles of cash, invited his son-in-law, Samuel Sachs, to join him in the business. And voila, Goldman Sachs was born. They quickly became a Wall Street powerhouse, handling millions in transactions annually. In 1906, they even took Sears public, which was a pretty big deal at the time. Imagine the Amazon of the early 20th century. By the time the second generation, led by Henry Goldman and Samuel Sachs, took over, Goldman Sachs had its hands in everything from industrial financing to IPOs for major companies. They helped launch names like Microsoft in 1986, which, if you think about it, means Goldman Sachs was basically the fairy godmother of Bill Gates. You're welcome, Microsoft. But Goldman Sachs isn't just about making money. Nope. The family also knows how to give back, whether it's funding education, supporting healthcare research, or helping conserve the environment. And yes, they even dabble in real estate. Ever heard of Rockefeller Center? They own that. No biggie. Pritzker family, from law to hotels to politics. Next up, we have the Pritzker family, because who needs just one Jewish dynasty in America when you can have two? The Pritzker story starts with Abram Nicholas Pritzker, born to Ukrainian Jewish immigrants in 1896. Abram wasn't content with a simple life, so after graduating from Harvard Law School, because of course he did, he teamed up with his brothers Harry and Jack to found a law firm. But here's where the story takes a turn. Instead of sticking to law, they expanded into real estate, business, and most famously, hotels. In 1957, Abram's son Jay, along with his brother Donald, founded the Hyatt hotel chain, because nothing says we're thinking big like creating a hotel empire. The Hyatt Regency Atlanta, with its dramatic atrium design, became an instant hit and the template for future Hyatts around the globe. If you've ever taken a staycation at a Hyatt, you can thank the Pritzkers for that slice of luxury. But the Pritzkers didn't stop at hotels. Oh no, they've built everything from shopping centers to entire neighborhoods, like Baldwin Park in Orlando, Florida. Not to mention their forays into politics. Ever heard of J.B. Pritzker? Yep, the current governor of Illinois is part of the family. The Pritzkers not only shape business, but now they're also shaping political landscapes. Talk about having all the bases covered. And let's not forget about their philanthropic work. From funding education to tackling environmental issues, the Pritzkers are as committed to giving back as they are to making money. That's the kind of balance we all aspire to, right? Fisher family, gap to greatness. Finally, we get to the Fisher family, a name that might not scream ultra wealthy, but trust me, you've definitely worn their products. Ever bought anything from Gap, Banana Republic, or Old Navy? Yeah, that's them. It all started with Donald and Doris Fisher. In 1969, after a frustrating shopping experience trying to find jeans that actually fit, they decided to open their own store. The Gap was born, offering every size of Levi's jeans imaginable. Plus a little something for music lovers, records and tapes. Yep, you could shop for jeans and grab your favorite LP all in one go. Genius, right? Gap became a runaway success, and soon enough they branched out, acquiring Banana Republic and launching Old Navy. What started as a single store turned into a global empire, making the Fishers billionaires many times over. By the time Donald Fisher stepped down in 1995, Gap Inc. was a retail behemoth, and today it brings in over $15 billion annually. Not bad for a guy who just wanted a decent pair of jeans. But the Fishers aren't just about making you look good. Doris, in particular, became a well-known philanthropist and art collector, putting together one of the most impressive contemporary art collections in the world. They've also donated millions to various causes, from education to environmental conservation. So, while you're rocking those Gap jeans, know that you're indirectly supporting some pretty great initiatives. These families don't just own businesses, they own influence. So, what do the Goldman Sachs, Pritzker, and Fisher families all have in common? They didn't just build companies, they built legacies that have shaped America's financial and cultural landscape for generations. Whether they're running Wall Street, reshaping the hospitality industry, or creating fashion empires, these families aren't just part of American history, they helped write it. From humble beginnings to ultra-wealthy empires, these Jewish families have shown the power of ambition, innovation, and a touch of financial genius. And while they've certainly accumulated immense wealth, they've also used their resources to give back in ways that continue to benefit society. So, next time you hear ultra-wealthy Jewish financiers, don't just think Rothschilds. Think Goldman Sachs, Pritzker, and Fisher, families that didn't just own businesses, they practically own America. And with that, thanks for watching. If you're interested in more stories like these, click on any of the cards on your screen and I'll meet you in the next video. This version condenses the original text into a more engaging, humorous, and accessible narrative, while still highlighting the family's contributions to American business and philanthropy. The total word count for this version is approximately 1,350 words, fitting within the requested range.